Hi all, we are here today to discuss several genres of stories and review our favorite books. Let us start with the gist of the books we will all be discussing.
What if a dream kept calling you to leave everything familiar? The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho tells the story of Santiago, a young shepherd who follows a journey driven by faith, courage, and trust in the universe. With every challenge, the message becomes clear. When you listen to your heart and face your fears, life guides you forward.
So, the book I'm going to talk about is In the Dark of the Night by John Saul. It's a mystery and thriller with supernatural elements, and it's set in a small town called Clarktown. At first, everything seems normal, but the whole town is actually hiding a very dark secret from the past.
The Lost Hair by Terry T. Sutherland is focused on Tsunami, one of the Dragonets of Destiny. After discovering that she might be the lost Seeping Princess, she travels with her friends to the Seeping Kingdom. Tsunami expects a happy reunion with her family, but things turn out to be way more dangerous and complicated than she imagined.
Artemis Fowl by Ian Colfer is a story which introduces a 12-year-old criminal mastermind, Artemis Fowl II, who discovers the technologically advanced hidden fairy world and kidnaps Captain Holly Short of the lower elements police for a ransom of gold, aiming to restore his family's fortune, and the rest is testimony of his wit and knowledge.
Sunanda, tell us more about your story. It sounds interesting.
The story is about a young shepherd who dreams of finding a treasure near the Egyptian pyramids. He decides to leave his home and follow this dream, stepping into the unknown. Along the way, he meets people who teach him important life lessons. A king who talks about destiny, a crystal merchant who shows the cost of giving up dreams, an Englishman who studies alchemy, and a wise alchemist who teaches him to listen to his heart. During his journey, he also meets Fatima, who represents love that supports rather than stops a person from following their destiny. Through deserts, omens, and challenges, he learns to read the signs of the universe and discovers that true treasure isn't just gold. It's wisdom, self-belief, courage, and understanding the world around him. In short, it's a story about chasing dreams, trusting yourself, and realizing that the journey itself transforms you. Harini, now tell us about your book. It seems mysterious.
Years ago, a teacher in the town was extremely cruel to children. Some of them were locked up and badly punished, and eventually they died. What makes it worse is that the adults in the town knew about it and chose to stay silent to protect their reputation. In the present, some curious teenagers start finding old objects that belong to those children. Once they touch them, they start having violent thoughts, nightmares, and visions, almost as if the dead children are taking control. These supernatural events slowly force the truth to come out and make the town face what it tried to hide. The main message of the book is that silence is dangerous. The story shows that when injustice is ignored, it doesn't disappear. It comes back in frightening ways. The ghosts in the book aren't just trying to scare people, they're demanding justice.
Tanmay, trail along with your story.
Tsunami travels with her friends to the underwater palace to reunite with her mother, Queen Coral. At first, Tsunami enjoys being royalty, but she soon learns that the royal family has been targeted by secret attacks for years. She starts investigating the mystery while trying to protect her friends and earn her mother's trust. Tsunami uncovers hidden secrets about her family, the war, and seething politics. Through these challenges, she learns that being a princess is not just about power, but responsibility. The story ends with Tsunami understanding more about loyalty, leadership, and her true place in the world. Kanishka, tell us more about this mastermind, Artemis Fowl.
Artemis, a young prodigy from a disgraced criminal family, learns about the secret magical fairy civilization living underground. He captures Holly Short, a determined elf officer, to hold her for ransom, demanding gold to retrieve his family's wealth. And his bodyguard butler hold Holly captive in the Irish manor, using clever traps and technology to fend off the technologically superior fairy. Fairies, led by Commander Root, use their own magic and technology, including dwarf mulch digums, to try and rescue Holly, leading to intense battles. Artemis ultimately succeeds in getting the gold, but a deal is struck. The fairies release Holly and heal Artemis's ailing mother in exchange for a truce, marking Artemis's first step away from pure villainy. It explores the theme of technology versus magic, greed, and the blurred lines between the good and evil.
We have stumbled upon the most important question. What did you all like about your stories?
Imagine leaving comfort behind for a dream that refuses to stay silent. This part of the story unfolds as a journey of belief, risk, and discovery, showing how patience and trust shapes one's path. This was my favorite part of the book because it reminds us that when we follow a purpose, the reward isn't just success, but a deeper understanding of ourselves and life, which relates to the poem of Class 11, The Voice of the Rain. Life communicates through signs. If we listen to our heart and trust the journey, we can transform ourselves and achieve our personal legend.
The reason I like this book is because it talks about how Tsunami was brave enough to withstand the various problems, war, deceit from her own family, and betrayal from her most trusted person. I personally like her more because she has strong willpower. She became more mature after she came to know about the outside world and realized that she was not destined to be a queen as she expected, but her destiny was to stop the war and save the tribes.
What really stayed with me is the idea that fear in this story comes from human choices, not just ghosts. It made me think about how important it is to speak up, especially when something wrong is happening. Ignoring a problem can sometimes cause more damage than facing it. This actually reminded me of the discovery of Tut from our syllabus because in both cases the truth is buried for years but eventually comes out, proving that ignoring reality only makes things worse.
The story is overall a mix of battle between the so-called good and evil. I really like how Artemis Fowl too learns about the book of the people with the alcoholic sprite and how he captures Holly while trying to plant the accord. He was also smart to decode the ways in which the fairies would attack him and prepare beforehand. He was not exactly a villain as the end approached, as he paid for Holly for asking the favor of treating his mother, while on the other hand, the leprechaun was quite evil to kill the people in foul manner, using biopomb just for asking a ransom. But this was foreseen by Artemis Fowl too, and he fed himself and his fellow mates sleeping pills to avoid the time stop. While all the spotlight falls on Artemis, the butler should receive as much as Artemis for his loyalty and the loyalty of his family for the fowls. I could really connect this story to "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together." This was a wonderful conversation. We all benefited a lot from it. Now signing off, Kanishka,
Harini Venkatraman,
Tanmay.
And Sunanda.